everyone, it's me again, anyway, Black Swan, back again with another video. And this video is definitely going to be a pretty good story time. I'm going to try my best to hit the key points because there's so much to cover. But before we get into the juicy part of this video, I want to thank today's sponsor, which is the Coldest Water. And I'm going to put their information in right now.
The Coldest Water is a company that believes in building for the coldest, most superior products while always putting you, our customer, first. The Coldest was founded in Naples, Florida by an elite team of engineers and creatives who put their lives on the line every day, experimenting with cold materials over the city of the coldest. Right now, get free shipping on any order of $49 and more, also with a 10% discount of any of the items on the website using the coupon code BOTTLE10.
So today I'm going to do a story time and a get ready with me. As you can see, because I ain't got my hair on yet. On my face, I already have primer. That's why I look so shiny right now. And it's the hydrating primer mist. And then I'm doing my eyebrows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow powder in the color chocolate. I knew this particular female back in high school, okay? And I'm telling you this because it's gonna make sense in the story. And in high school, we weren't really friends. We were just really cool acquaintances. Like every time we crossed paths, we always had good encounters. So when we reconnected, we just happened to stumble upon each other like as adults later in the future. We already had like a good impression of one another because of our history in high school. I hold people to their word, like do or die. If you say it, I'm gonna hold you to it. Like, you know, when people are talking to you and they're just like, I'm the type of person that as soon as you say that, I'm just like, what kind of person are you? Like, what kind of person are you? Like, because I'm listening. I'm gonna hold you to that standard that you told me that you are. She was one of the people that actually told me that, you know, we should hang out. She actually would hit me up and be like, hey, we're gonna hang out. And so that was like big points for me, because before that, like, girl, it was like every single person was like throwing me that line to be polite. And I'm like, you ain't gotta be polite. If you ain't gonna hang out with me for real, don't give me pleasantries of lying. And when we start hanging out, we start hanging out tough. I mean, like, tough. And when I tell you, me and this girl were like on the same wavelength, I can have a very, very dry sense of humor. A very, very dry sense of humor. So a lot of, and then I do a lot of like pop culture references that a lot of people just don't get, or they're just not fast with it. Oh goodness, they're just not quick with it. So a lot of times I try to hold back, but with her, I never had to hold back. I never had to hide myself. I never had to dull my shine or nothing. Like, I can go full hardcore with her, and then she was always for it. So that's what made me love her as a person, because I was just like, man. And then also, I never felt judged by her. This particular person, I was there with her for a lot of hardships, and she was there for a lot of my hardships. I was there when she came out. I was there when she got into her first real lesbian relationship. I was there for everything, and I was always team her, because she was a beautiful person inside and out. This is my e.l.f. camo concealer that I'm putting on to carve out my eyebrows. So let me see if I can do this while I'm talking. So I can't. I'm gonna use, this was in the shade medium beige, and then I'm gonna use deep cinnamon for the rest of my eyebrow carving, and also to prime my eyelid. So I'm using the same brush too. She was in and out of several relationships in our span of time. And I'm saying this because I did notice a pattern. What she would do is, when she got booed up, I was kind of put on the back burner for the most part. And, you know, she wouldn't call me as much. She wouldn't hang out, you know, that much. Which I'm really, honestly, not a high maintenance friend. If I notice that you're pulling away, or if you're busy, I'm not going to be like, what are you doing? 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 Like, I'm not that type of person where we have to talk for 3 hours on the phone every day, unless you want to, or anything like that. I'm not a high maintenance friend. I usually will go off your energy. If you want to socialize, I'll socialize with you. If you don't, then you don't. And also I'm a Cancer, so I'm really social and antisocial at the same time. I'll be like, okay, if she's booed up, she's spending babe time, I have a man, so okay, like I get it. Sometimes you want to give them all your attention for a good period of time. So ice cream, hush. Ice cream, hush, girl. So I think I got a package coming. You just want to make time for the one you love, okay? So I understood that, and so I put no shame or blame on her on that one, okay? She wound up moving away because she felt like, you know, like she met the one. So I really didn't hear that much. Every once in a while we would like FaceTime and stuff. And then out of the blue, she showed up on my doorstep and she was like, we broke up. And I was like, oh my God, what? And so like, it was just news to me, you know, but she came to me and then told me all the tea, and I'm telling you this for a reason too. She gave me all the tea, you know, I was there for her, and it's a really big deal, you know, because when she loves hard. So I made sure that she knew that the decisions that she made, it wasn't done for her to throw herself into the relationship. It absolutely was not done for her to feel any type of regret or resentment. That's normal. We're all human, you know. We all get into relationships. As long as you go in with a good intent, whatever the other person does, that's on them, okay? So if you're my girl, if you get with the person, get it, boo. If you break up with them, get it, boo. I'm always going to sway with you because this is your life. I'm here to support you, and unless you're doing something crazy, then I'll be a friend and tell you what's up. I know I feel like I'm telling her all her business, but it's like I have to tell you this for you to understand the rest of the story. So she gets a relationship with this other girl, right? And this other girl really does feel different. I mean, like my friend and this new girl went out their way to make sure that I was included in like their activities. So in me, I'm not high maintenance. I can be a third wheel. I don't care. If y'all on the corner want to get booed up, I'll go somewhere and find a stranger to talk to. You know, like I'm that type of person. I'm gonna bring the party to me. You don't have to babysit me if you take me out. I'm a mother, so I don't get to go out that much. So when I do go out, I'm not gonna waste time being like bored or like stuck on my feelings. I'm gonna make sure that me and whoever I'm with, or at least having some fun, okay? She starts to bartend, and while she's at her job, her manager is asking if she knows about anybody else who wants to bartend. So she calls me up and she's like, you know, you want to make some extra cash? Mind you, all this is happening while I'm still freelancing, and I'm trying to go get that money all the time, okay? So yeah, I'm doing makeup or whatever. So anytime I didn't have a client, I would go bartend for extra cash. And then it got to the point to where I was making so much money bartending that I started holding off on some of the clients, you know. So I just wouldn't make as many appointments because I was like, okay, if I take this many people this day and I bartend on the weekends, I'll be able to like pay off, you know, my medical bills and all that kind of stuff, because that was my goal. I had a ridiculous amount of medical bills that I need to pay off. First time we actually start going out together, this is when it's gonna get good, okay, y'all? So all these years, mind you, all these years, we've never gotten to a fight. Like, we've never argued or anything. We've always been able to communicate flawlessly. The first time we go out with her and her new boo, I did not know. I just started bartending with her. I did not know the area that we were bartending in. Barely knew it at all. I had no idea. So they take me to the area that we both work at now. So we're out bar hopping and stuff. So we stopped actually at the bar that we both now work at. And I don't know if I said that because we're going to different places because it's like a big cluster of bars. So then we actually end up the bar where we work at because they have like a taco stand outside, because we're just like, okay, we're going to eat and we're going to relax and chill. By this time, like, we are like pretty sobered up. Her and her girlfriend, we weren't drinking though. Like, they were barely sipping on beer. So they were like hella sober. So we do that. Oh my goodness, I'm not even doing makeup. So we do that, right? We go and this is my NYX Born to Glow concealer. I love it. Highly recommend. So we do that. We get the tacos. They're yummy. And you know, I see some people that I met like 3 days before. So I go out the bathroom. I circle the place. I go to the bathroom by myself. shouldn't have did that. So I go to the bathroom by myself, and then by that point I felt kind of comfortable doing it. So I go to the bathroom by myself, I come back out, I go to the exact spot we were standing previously, and they are not there. I walk around the building, I make a run, not a run, I'm not running, but like I still go to the perimeter. I'm looking through the whole place, so I'm like, I can't find them anywhere. I start texting her, I'm like, hey, where you at, where you at? And then my phone goes dead. So then I'm really kind of panicking. I'm asking people around, like, hey, have you seen, you know, a girl that looks like this and stuff like that? And then some of the people that actually know her from work, I'm asking them, like, hey, have you seen so-and-so? I've seen so-and-so. She's here. We came up here together. I can't find her. Everybody's like, no, girl, no, no, no. And everybody's like in their own world. Like, they barely even know me. Like, they ain't about to, like, help me. You know what I mean? Find my friend. I never find her, right? One of the bartenders were nice enough to let me charge my phone, and so I charged my phone, and then I text her. I'm like, hey, where y'all at? I can't find you. And she's like, oh, we left. As soon as I saw that text, my heart drops, and I'm panicking inside because I'm like, I don't know where I parked, because we parked, they had to show me where to park. Like, I'm driving, they found a spot, and they're like walking around like, hey, come here. So we do that, and then we walk up blocks and go to all these different bars. I'm not familiar with the area, and then on top of it, I have no internal compass. So I don't know if I'm going north, south, east, west, triangle, circle, 1, 2, green, yellow, orange. I don't know. I have no sense of direction. I should have pinned my car. That's what I should have did. I should have pinned my car. And ooh. Ooh, but you know what? This was like, this is so many years ago, but still, I'm just kind of like, ooh, Robin, you were so stupid. Like, I was so, like, I depended too much on her, and that was my problem. I depended too much on her looking out for me. I did. I made the mistake of doing that. Click, 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 beeping my car. Super dangerous. I am walking by myself at night in a bar neighborhood. Girl, I could have died that night. That's the one thing I was thinking when I was walking. I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. But I'm thinking in my head, I had no other option but to look for my car. I finally hear my car beep, because I'm still doing the horn. I finally hear my car beep. Oh, the wave of relief, because I literally was walking around for about 20 to 30 minutes. It was a pretty good time. It was a pretty good time, okay? It was in between 20 to 30 minutes, okay? I can say that confidently. And oh yeah, this is the Too Faced Born This Way setting powder in translucent. So hopefully I don't look chalky, because I never use this. I like my Sacha. First thing I do is text her, and I'm just like, bro, I was lost and my phone was dead. Why would you leave me? Like, I'm telling her, like, I have an issue with this. Okay, my phone overheated, so like if it's like a weird like jump edit, that's why. Okay, so I'm gonna start adding my blush and my contouring. These two, okay? NYX and this CATRICE palette that I got from Ulta. Truth. So, like I was saying, like, I'm texting her, I'm just like, bro, like, why would you ever leave your friend, whether if y'all agreed to leave with each other or not, whatever the agreement is, like, shouldn't you make sure that your friend is good? Like, person, I'll watch you walk into your house. I will make sure, like, if you parked further away, I'm gonna drive into your car. Like, I'm gonna make sure that you're safe to get into your vehicle, and I'm gonna text you and be like, hey, did you make it home? And if you don't hit me back that night, or if I don't hit you back that night, I'm gonna hit you up the next day and be like, hey, you know, what's up, boo, you good? Like, I'm gonna make sure my friends are safe, okay? Because anything can happen. I'm not going in on her because I'm upset, but I don't want to fight, but I'm upset, you know? So I'm gonna bring it to her attention. And to be honest, like, I'm not going off, but I am being like, hey, like, what happened? Like, you really just left? And then she hit me with like, oh, we told you that we might not stay. And I'm just like, nothing was ever confirmed. Well, at least with me, it was never confirmed. So what happened? Like, why would you leave me there? And she was like, well, you know how to get around. I was like, I told her on the text, she's telling me, oh, already know how to get back to your car. You didn't park that far from the place. I'm like, I don't know where I parked. I could have parked 20 blocks or 2 blocks. I do not know my location, okay? You know the area, I don't. I'm not familiar. But even at that point, I'm your homegirl. You invited me out, bro. You invited me out. So that was my biggest thing. So we're going back and forth, back and forth. She's getting defensive, and she's basically minimalizing the experience of my night and my feelings, okay? So she's kind of just being like, bro, like, you're doing too much. It wasn't that big of a deal. We left. So, mind you, we never really got into any type of argument or even a disagreement before this. So I really didn't know how to argue with her. I didn't know how to take her. You know, I didn't know her limits. You know what I'm saying? Because you really learn somebody when you get into an argument. You know somebody the best when they're mad. So I thought I knew her, but I never got to know that side of her. So she hit me with the, well, I'm sorry you felt that way, that passive aggressive apology. And as soon as she hit me with that, I'm very familiar with the passive aggressive apology, okay? I have 3 older sisters and a mama, okay? Basically, that means I have 4 mothers. So I know that if you give me the passive aggressive apology, you ain't gonna give me nothing else. Because that night, me and my friend got into it back and forth. This is before I even drove off to go home. Because as soon as I sat in my car, I hit her up. And then that was the end of the conversation. We went back and forth, and she was just like, well, sorry you feel that way. That was the end of the conversation. She didn't say, are you good? You alright? Or nothing. She was just like, well, you know, you're an adult. Which you're right. I am an adult. And maybe my expectations was just a little too high for that night. Maybe I should have came into the situation with lower expectations on us looking out for one another. That's exactly what I should have did. My bad, my fault. But in that moment, I was not okay. So then the next day, because at this point, she don't know if I made it home or not. She don't know if I made it home. Her girlfriend messaged me, hey Robin, are you okay? Are you good? That's what really sent me. The fact that her girlfriend, the one that we just met, girl, she just got here, okay? She just came to this school. And then the girlfriend gave me the tea. She was like, oh, we got into a fight and that's why we left early. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. That makes more sense. I don't agree with it. I think that's like a dumb reason to leave your friend in the dust, but okay, proceed. So she tells me that and I'm like, okay. So after all of that, I let it go. I feel like it's not worth the argument, okay? It is what it is, and you know, I'm not gonna like just call it quits over something like that. I literally was at her beck and call, which was kind of dumb on my part because, you know, I shouldn't be at anybody's beck and call like that except for my man and my kids. But mind you, I'm young, okay? I'm young. Thing is, I feel like everything was cool. We even started carpooling to work together. Like, I would drive from my house to go pick up her, and then we would drive to go bartend that night together. So, you know, everything I felt like was cool, you know. So, mind you, the carpool was kind of dumb because I was doing more driving than anything. Because I lived 30 minutes away from where we worked at, and she was 30 minutes away. But to get to her house was 20 minutes. So I was driving 20 minutes, and then we're leaving from her house, which is another 30 minutes. So I'm really taking almost an hour out of my night. You know what, we're not even gonna go there. But anyway, we did the carpool. The carpool was her idea. If you're wondering, it was her idea. So I'm putting on my blush, and I'm not paying attention. That's why I put it on so heavy. So, oh, okay, it's not that bad. So we're doing that. I'm thinking everything's cool. Everything is cool because, you know, we're talking and hanging out and stuff. So then, you know, more time passes. I make more friends at the place we're working at, and she winds up leaving. So I'm staying there at the job that she introduced me to, which is fine. I'm not tripping. So she winds up leaving. I'm really not paying attention to her calling me or not calling me because like I said before, when she gets booed up, she kind of goes ghost, you know, like she loves hard. She's gonna put all her energy into this person. So I don't hear from her for a while, you know, like a month or 2 passes, and then she gets me with, hey, we're gonna get married. I'm like, oh, that's great. You know, I'm always congratulating. That's great, boo, do you. Then she asks me if I could do her makeup for her wedding. I'm like, I would love to. Then she's like, okay, you need to get a ticket to, you know, fly out to this wedding because it's gonna be a destination wedding. We want it to be real small, so just like, you know, you and a few other people. That's great, but okay, pay for my ticket, or at least half of my ticket, because I'm just like, you want me to fly out there? Mind you, I'm not, girl, I don't have the time or the money to just be flying off places. Okay, I don't. So if you want me to do your makeup, that's no problem. But you know, I want to be there for you. Like, you know, I'm just gonna do it. You know, I'm just gonna do it. But I can't afford to fly out. So as soon as I said that, she was like, oh no, we're not gonna pay for your ticket or nothing. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I just can't do it. I can't pay for it. You can't afford to pay for mine. So I'm not gonna be able to do it. I mean, that's just life. We both ain't got money like that. So it is. So, but the vibe I got from that message is that she was just kind of like, excuse me, you're not gonna like fly out and do this? Mind you, this is the first time I ever told her no. I never told her no. No matter how ridiculous the request was, I never told this girl no. I always was like, I'm down, I'm always down. I told her no. And I can kind of tell she was kind of like, ew, because like after that, the conversation just went dry. And so I was just kind of like, I can't help that I can't afford to just fly out. And then also I have to stay in accommodations, and I have to feed myself. And then I have to get an outfit for your wedding. And then I'm gonna have to buy makeup to do your makeup for the wedding. Yeah, that didn't happen. And then after that, crickets. Crickets for months. For months. Mind you, like I said, not a high maintenance friend. But when it was that long where I didn't hear anything, I was just kind of like, dang, is she like mad at me or something? But if she is, she'll tell me. But more than likely, she's cool because she really didn't get mad at a whole bunch of stuff. She was like real low key, I guess. So I was just kind of like, she just booed up. And then also she's talking about getting married. So I was just like, okay, she's living her life, I guess, you know. And then whenever she's ready, I'll be here. Like we always did. Like we always did. This is not a new pattern for us, okay? This was not new, okay? So at that time, you know, a lot of things happened in my personal life, and it was devastating. It was very, very devastating. And so at that point, I wasn't focused on our friends. I was just trying to live my daily life. Like I was just trying to get up and be able to have the strength to get from couch to shower to refrigerator, whatever I needed to do. And then also, you know, like I still gotta be there at this time. It's you know, I still gotta take care of my kids. I can't just check out, you know, like I gotta take care of my babies. So it was rough, okay? Needless to say, it was rough. It was a rough time. Okay, so I'm bartending, right? And her fiance shows up at the bar I'm working at with another female. Now, they hang out with other people, okay? They're not only with each other, they hang out with other people. So I see the person that she's with, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. How are you doing? Or whatever like that. No reason to think anything suspect, right? So then she goes, yeah, it's my girl. The fiance tells me that the girl I just complimented was her boo. Okay, wait, let me like slow down real quick. I need to spray myself with some setting spray. After I've set fully all the liquids and powders on my face, I like to spray my face before like I actually add the last touches, like my lipstick and then like the lashes and stuff. So highlight done. The highlight was the BRETMAN, the Morphe and BRETMAN collaboration, Babe in Paradise. This highlight palette literally has been Morphe's best highlight ever to date. Quote me, don't at me. So I'm gonna spray my face with the Longwear setting spray by HardCandy. Same company that made the primer spray, but I'm gonna use their Longwear setting spray. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the fiance pulls me to the side and she gives me a half a cup of tea of what happened. she took full responsibility for her part in it. And I was just kind of like, wow. What really sent me was, why didn't my friend tell me this? And then she said it was a while ago. So I was just like, oh. It's been a moment. It's been a moment. And we're supposed to be friends, mind you. This friendship has spanned for like 15 years. From the time I met her in high school to the time we went out. Like, I've known her for 15 years. I'm highly offended that this person that I barely knew tells me vital information about somebody that I've known for over a decade. You know, I'm just kind of like, not cool. And then I'm not gonna lie, old girl caught me slipping, because if I was really on my A game, I would have denied that I didn't know. But I was caught off guard, so I was like, and then afterwards I was like, dang, she caught me slipping. Like, but it was like, at that point, like, it's been months since I talked to her, so like, my guard was completely down. And then on top of it, seeing her with somebody else, and then hearing that the wedding was canceled, and then my friend didn't tell me, so I was just kind of like, she caught me slipping. Like, I just responded just like that, you know, my bad. And then so at this time, I'm still dealing with the trauma of the stuff that happened in my personal life. Okay, so when she told me that, that's what made me feel like I couldn't take on the weight, because I had a lot of stuff that I had to still deal with, because the stuff that I went through, it spanned for, we had to deal with that for over a year. Like, it was just a lot of, whew, girl, honestly, I can't tell y'all about it. I'm trying to let y'all know how severe it was without telling y'all what it is, because, you know, important people that I care about want to keep their privacy, and I'm gonna respect that. And then she told me that my feelings really hurt, and then I waited till, you know, I was in a better state of mind to call her. No, I didn't call her, I texted her. So I text her, I'm like, hey boo, like, I hadn't seen you in a while, we need to catch up, life has been like a movie. And then she hits me with, I think it's funny. So I'm like, here we go. What you think is funny, girl? What? She hasn't told me a peep, boop, bop, beep. She hasn't said boo at all. I reach out to her, I'm trying to extend myself to her, okay? I'm telling her that I miss her, blah, 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 blah. She hits me with, I think it's funny. She tells me that her fiance, her ex-fiance, the one that broke her trust, the one that she didn't know for a decade, she said that her fiance told her that I was out and about living my best life, knowing that she was in turmoil. First of all, I wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't going nowhere. I would go to work and go home, go to work and go home. I would do clients, go to work and go home. That was my whole life. My whole life, ever since we stopped talking. And then I went through what I went through, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, she saw you out with the group, because like all the bartenders, they would all go out together. And so they were going out, you know, they're living their life, like they're, you know, they're not caught up in this. So they were going out, having a good time. So I guess the fiance saw the group out and assumed I was with them without seeing me. Because the instant that she talked about, I was like, oh my God, what? So basically, because you saw my friends out, you're like, oh yeah, she there. I don't see her, but she there. And then you're gonna go back and spread that. And then as my friend, you are going to basically come at me believing everything that somebody who basically is a liar to you, they have a history of lying to you, you're gonna believe that story and then be mad at, whoo! I was just like, wait a minute, you really are going off on me because of hearsay? You're not even gonna ask me if it's true or not? And it's something so petty, like that's so easily discredited. I can easily prove that wrong, easily, because I was invited out and I told them no. I could have showed her the text that I wasn't there. I could show her that. I could have called one of the people that were actually there up and three-wayed them and be like, hey, did I go with y'all this night? She could have called them and been like, just discredit, debunked, but no, she didn't. She took this girl who already broke her heart into smithereens and believed a rumor. Okay, as soon as she said that, I was like, oh, no, we can't text this. We can't text this. And then I tried to call her. She didn't pick up. Because I was just like, no, no, no. I'm not going to have this kind of conversation where I'm being like thrown around like garbage over the phone. We need to meet up. So I tell her we need to meet up since she didn't want to answer. So then, all right, this is my NYX lighter in cold brew. You see I love it. Oops. You see I love it. It's almost gone. So then she's like, okay, we'll meet up. I'm like, anytime, any place. I'll make time to go. Like I always did for her. I'll make time to go. She's like, okay, we'll meet up Friday. Mind you, it was like a Monday or Tuesday. So I was like, okay, the end of the week. Mind you, she is single, no kids. I'm not saying that you're not busy. I'm not saying you're not booked and busy. But you didn't have 20 minutes to spare? Because I was ready to pack up the babies and put them in the car, keep the AC on, we could talk outside the car. That's what I was planning to do. I was like, I don't care what I need to do. If I gotta pack up the kids, whatever I need to do, I'm gonna go meet with you. Point blank and period. Because, and then I told her in the conversation, I was like, we have over a decade of friendship. I just think it's crazy to just throw it away over something like this. I didn't tell her she was right or wrong. I told her, like, whatchamacallit, I'm not sure if I even defended myself against the argument because I felt like it was just so ridiculous. So for me, I was just kind of like, honestly, it really doesn't matter. We have way too much friendship, too much history for us to be just to be throwing this away. So I want to meet up with you. I don't think we should be talking like this over text because it's gonna get worse. Talking like this over text is just the worst way to try to come to a resolve. On the text, this is what sent me on the text. On the text, she goes, do you know how bad my life has been ever since I quit working, I lost weight, all this kind of stuff? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I had no idea. I had no idea. No clue that she was devastated to that point. No clue. But nowhere in that conversation, I asked her, are you okay? What are you doing now? Are you good? And now, at no point did she ask me, and because I told her, I was like, you know, like, you're not the only one going through stuff. She glazed over that and kept saying, like, well, my problems, this is what I was going through, my problems. I was like, okay. So I was listening to that. She never once asked me, are you good? What were you going through? Because if the shoe was on the other foot, if I felt like a friend neglected me, I'd be like, what was so important that was more important than you checking on me? That's what I would want to know. I would want to know, what were you going through that was so devastating that you neglected me? Because obviously that's what she felt like. She felt like I neglected her or something. So, which really we neglected each other. Because if she expected me to reach out to her, I mean, the phone goes both ways. But in my mind, I didn't see that was a problem. I guess she was just waiting for me to call the whole time. She said she wanted to meet up at the end of the week. She was booked and busy the whole week. Too booked and busy to sit down with a friend that she had good history with, that apparently she loved. Too busy, too booked and busy. So the day came. I think it was like a Thursday or Friday or something like that. The day came, I hit her up. I was like, hey, where you want to meet at? Let me tell y'all what she said. Let me tell you. She told me I can't make it because I have to make groceries and I got cleaning to do. Cool. I got you. That's cool. I just hit her with, you know what? That's cool. No. I'm lying. I was like, is there any other time you make it? Like any other time you got? Because at this point I begged her. And the reason why I remember this is because it's the first time I begged anybody to talk an issue out. I don't beg nobody. I don't even beg my husband, y'all. I don't beg him. my pride, me pride, me pride. I can't, I don't. And I'm just like, but I'm gonna beg her. But I'm gonna beg her because this issue is so stupid. I mean, like, we shouldn't not be friends, okay? So what? So I literally, when I'm talking to her, I was like, please, 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 we gotta meet up. Please, please, please. Like, girl, please, like, we got history. Like, let's not throw this away. Okay, you gotta make groceries, you gotta clean. Is there any other days? And then, you know, I don't know, I gotta see. I gotta check my schedule. She hit me with, like, that, you know? Like, after I told her, after she canceled on me, of a day of her choice, she canceled on me. And then, she didn't reschedule. So, that let me know that she didn't want to talk it out. I'm not gonna force you. I already did enough begging. Okay? I already crawled on my knees. I already asked you please. I'm not keep sweating no more. Okay? I'm not gonna sweat you. Girl, y'all think I'm not a real Cancer? After that phone call, I shed about 2 tears. And I was like, who? Who's that? Ghost. I don't know you no more. If you are going to throw me away like that, you never respected me in the first place. So now you told me who you are, and I believe you. I'm good. I'm good. I'm not what? I'm good. Don't talk to me no more. Don't talk to me no more. So after that, I started deleting her. Deleted her number. Deleted her off. I think I went and deleted her off Facebook and Instagram, because when I'm done with you, I really am done. At least I feel like I did my part. I'm not gonna beg you. I feel like I did my part. You don't want to talk to me? I ain't gonna make you. You don't want to. Cool. So did all that. Months later, months and months later, I get hit with, she texts me. Weird number. I don't know it because I deleted your number. I deleted your number. So she texted me. I figured who it was. And I was very shocked. And I was just kind of like, can I help you? I think it was almost a year. And then she hits me up, and it wasn't even like, hey girl, let's talk, I'm sorry. Nothing. She was just like, hey, how you doing? Like nothing happened. I was just kind of like, So she hit me up after I was featured on Wendy Williams. After I was dragged on Wendy Williams. It just so happens that you hit me up around that time. Huh? I'm kind of looking at you sideways because of the timing. I'm kind of looking at you sideways because of the timing. Because it's too close together. All this time you could hit me up and then you're just kind of like, okay. Oh, she's on TV. Let me be nosy. Let me see what the real tea is because she went viral. Now you went, that's what I felt like. I felt like she just wanted to be nosy. That's what it felt like. Because the timing was crazy. I might be wrong. I might be jaded. I might be wrong. But the timing was stupid. So she asked me how I was doing. And I said fine. Because I was doing fine. I went ahead. I already shed my tears. I talked to the people who actually care for me. I'm good now. I've been healed. From you. From the other trauma. From woman shaped like a pea. All that kind of stuff. I was good about. Like I'm just me no need you. Later on, it was around Halloween time, she hit me up again. And I was way nicer this time, but I'm still guarded. Like I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust your intentions. You did me you did me real dirty. I feel like you did me kind of dirty because, you know, hello. Hit me up around that time. I gave her about like a handful of sentences because she was like asking about the kids and all that kind of stuff. I told her I was fine. The kids are great. The weather's gonna be cold. Like I gave her, you know, like very, very small talk. It was just small talk because I was just like, at this point, I really don't see you. In my head, I'm like, she's not a friend. She's went all the way back to not even an acquaintance. She just made an appearance and then that was it. You're an appearance now. You're just a feature. So yeah, I just hit her with the doo-wop, bop bop, nope. And yeah, and then that was it. She hadn't hit me up ever since. And I'm just thinking, like, why would you even hit me up if you're, why would you waste your what? Why would you waste our time? Like, what was the point of you even asking if I was okay if you're not here for a reason? And then I don't know if you're fishing for a reason, or I mean, like, you can't come to somebody halfway. Like, if I did you dirty and then I'm just like, oh, maybe I want to talk to her anyway for whatever reason, and then I'm not just gonna full out be like, hey, we got a lot to talk about. I feel like I'm open to talking to you now because I was really upset with you then, so I would like to express myself now. I'm even up for that. But none of that. You're gonna act like it doesn't happen. I don't do well with people who pretend like stuff don't happen. I don't do well with people who ignore issues and then try to step back on the scene like there was no issues. I have a big problem with people not addressing issues, and she knows that because she knew me for all the years. She knows how I deal with people, so she knew that. She wasn't ignorant to the way I deal with issues. She was not. So yeah, that's how I lost my best friend. So I'm not gonna put my wig on for this one, y'all. I'm not, because the video is already too long. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and do a whole wig. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my lipstick, which is Creme de la Nude, and it's by MAC, and of course it's my favorite color from MAC, and it's discontinued, I believe. But get Honey Love. If you like the way this looks, get Honey Love, because Honey Love looks 10 times better than this, okay? And it gives me, like, this one is like a satin finish, semi-gloss finish, and then Honey Love is a matte. So yeah, Honey Love does last better. I don't want y'all sitting here thinking like, oh, she's making this video so the girl can see. She don't watch my stuff. She don't watch my stuff like that. Nobody that I live around really supports me like that. Everybody really supports me. 90% of y'all have never been around me or seen me before. So literally, I can probably talk about whoever I wanted in my town and then nobody would even know, because nobody be checking for me like that where I live at. It's y'all guys who don't like know me, because that's just how small towns are, I guess. Like, they already, like, they're really picky and choosy on who they're gonna go out their way to support. Y'all have y'all stories with people that y'all used to think that y'all was ride or die with, and then all of a sudden it just like poof went away. So if you do have an ex-best friend story, please let me know. Let me know down in the comments. You ain't gonna say no names. You ain't gonna say no names at all. It's gonna stay in the bevy. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the story time. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.